Yep. Okay. Alright, so just to confirm, so Campervan insurance with 180 days EU breakdown cover and the excess repayment is 932. And that's with an agreed valuation as well. Okay. So 932 for the year. Okay. Yep. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
It's funny how we have to thank them for that.
So, in short, Campervan insurance for this year is £932.
Cool.
Welcome to the world of insurance, people.
It's that time of the year, guys, where we have to, by law, are required to pick some insurance for our vehicle. Don't get me wrong; it's good to have insurance. You know, it's only polite. But you know what? It still hurts. It still hurts because no matter what, insurance. I'm sure this is not news to any of you. Insurance is a scam. The whole thing is riddled with, you know, scam tactics and holes. And as much as they sort of say that will help you in this and help you, you know that they're not really on your side. This is almost law at its worst. If it's not written like hardcore, you know, black and white, the exact wording of, you know, I tripped up this way and fell right and I sprained my right toe at this angle, then nothing else is covered. So anyway, rant over. It is what it is. And what we're trying to do this year is we're trying to insure the van as a camper van and not as Campervan in conversion, even though obviously we're not completely done yet. And really the main difference between Campervan and conversion insurance and Campervan insurance seems to be that you can, you know, have an agreed value upon the van. You can insure so like your batteries and your like, especially the expensive stuff in the van. That you have a chance to cover them, you know, if something happens. And the travel aspect of it, such as like the breakdown cover, access to like the EU with the insurance, they're a little bit more extensive if we are classified as a camper.
So last year we were insured as a campervan in conversion because we were very much in conversion. But this 12 months, in the next 12 months, there's a very high possibility that we could go travelling in Europe. We'll definitely be travelling around more, so we need more miles and we need the breakdown cover for Europe as well, which would be helpful. And the other thing is, we weren't quite sure what classifies as a camper versus a campervan in conversion. Because if you think about it, I mean, the DVLA have, you know, there are whole listings, but a lot of insurance companies don't require your vehicle to actually be a motor caravan on the DVLA certificate on your V5C form. Yeah,
you sort of have to look like a camper, have certain features, but then, you know, like certain like cooking facility could be just a camping stove, like a portable camping stove, or a water supply could be a water bottle, maybe of like 10 liters or so. Like, but each insurance company has different requirements. Like one requires you to have a fire extinguisher in that equation, others don't.
To me, I mean, electricity or heating or something like that seems pretty campervan-ish, but they don't care about that. They just want a window on the side of your van. So we've spent the last 24 hours, give or take, researching, calling, filling online forms out about our insurance to try and find out what we would actually need, what is worth the money to get, and also how expensive the damages are going to be.
I think it's hard to justify that any of the money spent are worth getting at this point.
Indeed.
Because we've been looking around also like in the community and stuff, and what we found out in the last few days is that this year insurance has skyrocketed immensely, like £200-300 over what, you know, you would have paid like the previous years.
That's mostly because more people are booking trips now. Campervans are in very high demand. They're like, oh, we can charge more money and people will still pay. Sure.
There's also still a lot of uncertainty about, you know, with the rules changing daily still, when it comes to obviously international travel as well, not just within the UK. Insurance
is more expensive in general. We're still under 25, which makes things more expensive. We're what do they? Young drivers or something.
Inexperienced
drivers. That's what they say. Because I've had my driver's license for 6 years, but I'm under 25. We're not homeowners. That also goes against you. We're self-employed. That also goes against you.
Literally, we're the worst case scenario for insurance.
We kind of just threw ourselves in and said, yep, give us the information, tell us all the little small details. What are the add-ons? What do they mean? How much are they? Are they worth it? So with this policy, we've got key cover, because that's important. Now for UK and breakdown cover, we got 180 days, which we felt like is enough for this year. The excess is quite high. I don't know why in comparison to last year. Maybe it's a combination of all the factors.
I think you said it was the agreed value.
Yeah, it might be the agreed value. But the big thing that's very different from last year's policy is that we got an agreed value on the van. So at the moment, the vehicle is insured for how much the vehicle, the shell, is worth. However, all the stuff that you've put inside the vehicle, so all the insulation, the walls, the shelving, all the batteries, the heating, any electronic appliances attached to the van, like a fridge or other things like that, camping stoves, etc., those are not covered. However, if you get an agreed value, basically you say my camper van as a whole, the van, vehicle and everything inside it is worth this amount. If the worst were to come and like the van was written off or anything, that is the maximum value they'll pay for the van.
Now this year the companies we called Adrian Flux because that's who we were with the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. We called Just Campers and Brent-Taker. The interesting thing about all of these companies is that they're all brokers, and they all seem to be sister companies of each other or have some sort of agreements with each other.
It just feels like one giant umbrella company called insurance.
Yeah. So what the brokers do is you give them your details and what you want, and then they put them in their comparison stuff, and then they contact the insurance companies, and then they spit out a price, and then they try and negotiate or whatever. But then if you think, oh well, why don't I just skip the broker, and then it might be cheaper if I just go directly to the insurance company? No. Most of the insurance companies, you can't contact directly. You have to go through a broker.
Yep.
Which is just weird.
Or even if you can, sometimes it turns out to be more expensive because the broker companies have more of a sway, able to get you a better deal, which doesn't even make any sense.
And also, another thing to be careful of is, for example, this time around, so we got our quotes from Agent Flux and Just Campers and so-and-so, and then we went around and we checked out Mustard. Now, Mustard seems to be a comparison site that then led us to Adrian Flux. For Adrian Flux, then to sign us up with, I think it was Trinity Lane, which is the insurance company. So Mustard, who I guess are a comparison site or something, then connected us to a broker who then connected us to the insurance company, even though you can go directly to Adrian Flux, who are the brokers, to connect you to an insurance company, and the Mustard price was more expensive than the price that we got from Adrian Flux.
Yeah.
It's a huge mess. It's a whole spider web of things, and it's really important to call around because you will not notice any of this unless you talk to enough people to notice they're all kind of just bouncing off each other, and it's like you can get the same insurance company to insure you from different brokers,
four different prices as well.
Vastly different prices, and some brokers will not be able to raise certain limits or drop certain things, but others will. Yeah.
So with Just Campers, the company that they brokered us with is Aegeus, and they were not able to get us more than 60 days EU and breakdown cover, and then Greenlight were able to, but only for 90 days.
And we asked specifically, can you increase that? Can you match so-and-so's? Can you do this? Yeah. And some said yes, some said no. So that's where that has taken us. And obviously we have to pick one, and they're all extortionately expensive. So once again, Adrian Flux has been the best price. Through, was it Aegeus?
Yeah.
So they have offered us to insure us through Aegeus. And I guess we're going to have to take it because nobody else has offered us anything cheaper.
No. Or anything even comparable, really.
Yeah, so they've given us the most sort of features for the cheapest price. So, but what we have to do now is we have to prepare the van to look a little bit more like a completed camper, because it is livable now. We can function in it. We just need to tidy it so it doesn't look like a work site, and just put some cushions around. I was thinking making the back a bit
backbench a bed,
a bed, yeah.
Before we went with this, I had to ask like what classifies it as a camper, and they said, does it have windows? Does it have a bed? Does it have cooking facilities? Does it have storage? Things like that. So everything technically, even though it's still in conversion, they know it is. They know we still need to put a skylight in the roof and other things. They said as long as it's got these things, we're happy to do it as a camper van.
Yeah. So the instructions are to take a picture from the cab area.
So coming back here, showing it relatively neat. So if we make that into a bed, and we tidy up this desk area here so they can see the wood. So this is a table, not cardboard, and put the hanging chair up, I think.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Just to impress them. Yeah. I don't think it will make an impression on them, but it might, brighten their day. Oh. There you go. Perfect. Very cozy bed.
Excellent.
It's a bed. We said you can use this as a bed for somebody short. And,
here's the question.
Yeah.
In our photo, do we include you or not?
No. I don't think they'll appreciate me.
Okay.
Right, so that's the bed.
Yeah.
How does it look? Look like a camper? Here's the stove. There you go. Who doesn't like cooking in bed? Water tank. It looks homely enough.
Yeah. We can send it off digitally, by the way. We don't have to send it in the post. So that's the agreed value form sent away. Now, we put a value on there, and hopefully they should come back and agree with that value. Just need to wait for that to come back. But that's the insurance sorted for another year. Right, so that's that for this week. We'll catch you back next week for something more exciting than insurance. I'm sure you'll be glad to know. Please feel free to share in the comments below your insurance stories, who you went with, how much of a hassle it was, did you have to claim, anything like that. And we'll catch you next time. I really wonder what this would be like if you were to drive and me sit in this chair.
Well, given there's a lack of seatbelt facilities here.
Yeah, this does not count as a fourth seat under insurance purposes.